Hello and welcome to this tutorial, and in this tutorial we are going to go through the project structure of our libgdx. So basically, once your project is loaded up in your Android Studio, the first thing which you need to do is that you need to go to this test folder, and we have named our folder which is called as test. So we need to understand what is actually present inside this test folder. So as you could see, there are multiple folders in our test folder. So the first folder which we would like to pay attention to is the Android folder. So this Android folder basically contains all the files which are required to make our Android application. And the other folder, which is the most important one, is going to be the core folder. So whenever you are developing applications for Android, we make changes to this Android folder, and whenever we are making core applications which are related to the platform and which could run on each and every platform, we are going to make changes to the core folder. So now let's go ahead and study what is contained in the core folder. So if you go to the core folder and you go inside the source right here, and inside the source we are having a class which is called as the mygdx game. Now if you switch to this class, you could see there is a bunch of stuff inside the class which is actually going to be used while creating our games. So there is a basic class which is called as the mygdx game, which is nothing but the name of our game. Then as you could see, this class extends application adapter. That means it is going to use some of the methods in the application adapter. And then we have certain things which is called as the sprite batch and the texture. So now let me explain you what is a sprite batch and what is a texture. So whenever you want to display something in your game, or let's say if you want to display an image. So in case of libgdx, we cannot directly display images onto our game. So instead of displaying images, for displaying images, first we declare an image as a texture. So this is our texture right here, and we have used the image which was already present in this project. So once we have the image, the next thing which we need to do is that if you want to use this image, you need to convert it into a sprite batch object. So a sprite batch object is nothing but whenever you want to display an object like a moving character or some object into your game, so it needs to be converted into a sprite batch object. So now let's go ahead and discuss what are these two methods. So this void create method is similar to the onCreate which we have used in our Android application. So this method takes care of initialization of each and everything. So as you could see, it has created the two new batch objects. So as you could see, it has created a batch object, and it has also created the image object, which is the texture object. And this thing basically is going to execute the code when our application or when our game is going to load up in our device. So whatever code which we want to execute for initializing the objects in the game, we are going to mention them in the create method. Now if you go down and you have a look at the second method, which is the render method, the render method is actually going to print each and everything out onto our screen. So basically this render method right here execute the set of code which is present onto our screen. So this create method is going to initialize everything for us, and this is actually going to execute each and everything on our screen, each and everything which is written inside it, so that we could see it on the screen. And whenever we are going to run our game, these two methods are going to start executing automatically without us calling them. So that was a basic project structure, and in the next tutorial what we are going to do is that we are going to use the same project structure, and we are actually going to develop a simple game which is going to display a text, so that we could understand how things work while creating a game. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Thank you.